the thing.
Hey all, this is Two Teens One Brain. This is Easy here.
This is Kenneth. What's
And
up, guys?
Hey guys, we're proud to bring you our Terra Money Wrap Down. Look, pause the video for some crazy gems, like, subscribe, whatever you like, but let's get right into it, shall we? So, just before you do this, don't buy and just hold it. It's most important to stake and liquidity provide. Okay? You want to travel around the world, we get it. You know, you want to be, on the island, sipping a Mai Tai. You can't do that, Listen to the whole video before you buy blindly. Thanks. Not financial advice. So,
Do your own
that
diligence.
being said, this is a massive network. They're partnered on Uniswap and all these other, they're on Sushi. They have Ren, PancakeSwap. They're on Voyager for the on-ramp. They're doing crazy stuff with Curve, Cream, just their ecosystem in general. Look at the airdrops.
Wait, can you go back?
Stablecoins, yeah?
Look at this. Mirror Analytics, Hubble, if that's the spacing with NASA. Hubble project, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Ethereum here. We have USD.
We have Band, Polkadot.
There's so many projects.
Binance, Injective Protocol. It's
nuts.
nuts.
And this map is only going to get bigger. Like,
just
Canada, we have Switzerland, Japan, United States, South Korea, India, Hong Kong, Australia.
Mongolia.
Is it the Euro? Euro too. The Euro, Binance, Polkadot.
They have Thailand.
Ren.
They have
We can go on about this. It's insane.
Amazing stuff.
It's nuts. Let's go.
Without further ado, what is Terra Money? It's really simple. Terra is a stable programmable payments layer 1 system, which is pretty much made for fiat pegged stablecoins, which are supported and algorithmically, so that is without dollars in an account, just by arbitrage stabilized by LUNA. So the most important part of this, you could read all this, you could understand the whole thing behind it, but really, they have on-ramps like Chai, like Pay with Terra, like MEMEpay, which have incredible amount of real-world usage outside of crypto, just to pay for normal stuff, right? It's incredible how much they've done. You can pause the video and take a look, but, the gist of it is like this. Let's say I'm this person, right? And I see an opening, right? Let's say I bought the Terra at $1, right? For me, my cost basis is $1 per UST to a LUNA thing. So I have LUNA. Let's say I have this much LUNA. This is out of date. We have 17 LUNA per USD. Sorry, 17 USD per LUNA. But I go ahead. I swap my LUNA to this US token, and I receive UST to my Terra wallet. So I can go ahead and then swap this UST and get more LUNA than I had in the first place because of this peg. By doing this, I stabilize the price and bring it back to the parity, which is closer to $1.
Yeah, because it's like more of a stable coin, so it has to stay stable, and that's how it stays stable here.
Absolutely. So, pretty much, instead of how it works, what actually is LUNA? They did a whole thing on SNL about this on Dogecoin. LUNA is just the native staking token. Like they get staking rewards, you get yield rewards. It's just a native staking token for the Terra protocol, which is just like another layer 1 system, just like Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? But I think it's better. Do your own research, right? The real point of LUNA is to protect the integrity of Terra, which is the stable coin, through staking, to pretty much take the risk on from the Terra stable peg and take that fluctuation. If the market goes up, your Terra goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. You assume that risk for the stable coins, right? But the staking rewards provide the incentive for you to long-term own Terra. That being said, overall, the most important part is that staking comes from not just one source, like Ethereum, which might be compute fees. It comes from gas, taxes, and Seignorage. The first one we'll cover is the gas fee, right? Which is just added on to every transaction so that you don't spam it. Every single Terra node thing owner validator will set minimum gas prices. Sorry guys, and they're gonna reject or accept transactions based on whether they think it's a DDoS attack or something like that, and gas prices. But pretty much, the compute fees are stabilized on whether or not there's a lot of usage or not a lot of usage on the network.
So there's not gonna be like those crazy fees like or Ethereum 1.0. So,
sorry, man. I think we just both got a little bit of Rona variants because that was a pretty strong cough, eh?
I don't know. I got my first vaccine, so
Oh yeah, no, me neither. That being said, though, gas is only one of the ways that you make money on Terra, right? We already went through this. Taxes are set by people through governance as stability fees, and they're charged on top of every transaction just so that, people want to own Terra, right? It's a reasonable thing to give a little bit to the people who put into the protocol. And on top of that, validators, or the people who own the nodes, will participate in the exchange oracle process, and they will win rewards every time they vote, right? Every time they put in governance proportional to how much they voted or what their stake is, right? It's kind of a little, gimmicky, kind of a little, it's tough on the head. But this is pretty much how it works. You have unbonded Luna, which is free Luna. Then you can bond it to get that staking reward that we were talking about earlier. And then you, for the first 21 days on other blockchains, don't get rewards. On Luna, you get them immediately. But in the last 21 days, you don't get rewards as it's unbonding. And you can't, get staking rewards. You just have to wait for it. These are the three different types. This is unbonded, bonded, and in the process of unbonding, which takes 21 days to complete because you got the first rewards when it was being bonded for 21 days.
What's really interesting about this, it's like it reminds me of like normal bonds, but you can't. For normal bonds, you gotta hold them for the whole contract part of it,
Absolutely.
It's bonded in there, but let's say this can be the new way of having bonds in the cryptocurrency.
Absolutely, it could be a new base standard, if you will. It's
So
very interesting.
bonds. Wow, amazing.
Absolutely. 100%, man.
And the returns are probably much better than that too.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to shout out this amazing video. I think I've showed 3 of my friends in the car. We've been talking and chilling. I just showed.
Yeah, you showed me this one too.
It's incredible, guys. We're gonna talk over it because no copyright.
How does Terra work? This is 1 Terra US dollar, or UST for short.
Token.
It's a currency built on Terra's blockchain.
Love it.
The price of 1 UST is determined by how many people want it, and
Demand.
by how much UST is available.
Supply.
Let's imagine the entire Terra economy as a pool. The size of the pool is determined by the total supply of UST. If more people want UST, the tide rises. And
Makes
if
sense.
less people want UST, the tide falls.
Okay.
The height of the pool represents the value of each UST. If you could do more with UST, like buy coffee or invest in stocks,
That'd be
more
cool.
people will want to buy UST, driving up its price. To bring back the water level to $1, we can expand the pool by introducing a new supply of UST.
That's pretty cool. How do you do that?
But where does new UST come from? At Terra, we've designed a machine that swaps $1 worth of LUNA to 1 UST.
Nice machine, eh?
Investors who predict UST will be more useful and used in the future can buy and hold LUNA. When the value of UST rises above $1, any LUNA holder can swap $1 worth of LUNA for 1 UST.
$1 worth.
UST for more than $1, making a profit.
Like we were talking before.
Newly introduced UST expands the pool, bringing its price back to the $1 peg. Now, LUNA is more scarce and therefore more valuable.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's showing how it stays stable.
It's pretty cool, eh? We need to pause because copyright and stuff, but in general, it's
agree.
$1 worth of LUNA, right? It means every time that you burn LUNA, LUNA becomes more valuable because there may or may not be less of it if there's more demand, right?
Yes.
Valuable.
Right.
During times of contraction, any UST holder can profit by swapping UST for LUNA, raising the price of 1 UST back to...
If it goes below the peg of the dollar, for example, to 90 cents.
Price of 1 UST back to $1 US.
Just like we said, yeah.
As UST becomes more useful in the long run, LUNA holders are rewarded for assuming the risk of short-term price volatility.
Excuse me.
So how exactly does the machine work? When LUNA is swapped for UST, a certain percentage is burned, and the rest piles up in a community pool. From the other end, new UST is printed.
That's pretty cool.
This process is called Seignorage.
We'll talk about that.
As more applications are built using UST, massive demand will cause price to deviate above the $1 peg.
Guys, just so you understand, right now there are only pretty much 2 fully running dApps, which are Mirror and AMC. Like, we're living in a pivotal time in history where imagine Ethereum only had 2 dApps. Sorry, just wanted to point that out.
Meaning we need more LUNA swapped for UST to expand supply. Meanwhile, LUNA becomes more and more valuable and the community pool accumulates more funds. The funds in the community pool are reinvested to build more apps that use UST, and the virtuous cycle of growth continues. Investors who hold LUNA see its value rise during times of expansion, and if they choose to stake, earn transaction fees on UST. Even when demand for UST is low, Terra's algorithm automatically increases fees so that validators are always rewarded with a steady cash flow of UST.
That's
With
pretty
LUNA,
cool, eh?
you can do so much more than earn passive income.
It's
LUNA
like
holders
passive.
participate in Terra's
You don't have to do
governance
anything.
process.
They can vote.
Proposing or voting for changes
Yeah, I
in
know, but
transaction
like,
fees,
it's passive.
Cool.
Seignorage allocation, tax rate, and many more.
We
LUNA
actually have a
not only
say.
collateralizes UST, but also many more world currencies like Korean won and the IMF SDR on the Terra blockchain. Much like the moon, which
The IMF SDR is like a basket of tokens.
stabilizes the Earth's rotation, LUNA and its stakers are essential to
Wait,
the
so it's like an
stability.
ETF, right?
Join us on
Explain.
our mission to create a
Okay.
truly open and transparent monetary platform that no one controls, sending
No one.
money free for billions worldwide.
The reason I love this is because you can hear the founder, Do Kwon, talk about this online. Pretty much, he talks about how his intention is to throw away the keys with LUNA. He wants to be able to toss away the keys once everyone, pretty much developers, are doing enough work on it, and he doesn't have to touch it. That's really his goal. So, to have somebody with that kind of aspiration, not the same thing as like Vitalik Buterin, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, before you start this video, you want to explain the basket of coins, like the
Oh,
ETF?
yeah. The IMF SDR is pretty much, we'll just search that. The IMF SDR is a stable coin on Luna's thing that, because they're backed algorithmically and not by an amount of, tokens, the IMF SDR is a standard drawing right, which combines a certain amount of world tokens, right, to be able to weight the total economy. Instead of having one US dollar stablecoin, it's a little bit of each of the world powers. So they use baskets of stablecoinized tokens to be able to keep it to the standard drawing right, which is kind of, nuts. So yeah, big stuff going on. And the King of Thailand also said he's very, very interested.
Yo, what was the GIF over there?
I'm gonna edit that in post for sure. Fuck me. This is amazing. MEMEpay. Also,
Chat is popular messenger app
Chat.
in Mongolia, and on it, Terra has launched stablecoin payments with a direct banking integration.
that's amazing.
So this is
What that means is
real life
that
usage.
anyone can
Okay, so
easily
it's not
add their
a
bank
content. They're
account
actually using
to
it in real
instantly
life.
top up their
Yeah.
account with our stablecoins and
Wow.
start paying for everyday goods and services like
What?
rides, movie tickets, and coffee.
That's crazy, man. Wish we had that here.
The process is similar.
This is
Once
so
you
nice.
add your bank account, you instantly get a Terra wallet address created. And when you top up,
You get your wallet at home.
exchange a fiat from your bank account for Terra MNT, which is a stable coin packed to the Mongolian tuber.
I love how they call it fiat and not
When
currency.
you pay for things through a QR code or send the money to a friend, transactions get recorded on Terra's blockchain.
I've
And
done
now,
that, yeah.
Terra is accepted by cabs, movie theater, and cafes, and so on.
Wow.
Having partnership with the MEMEpay will not only allow us to quickly introduce our blockchain technology to their existing users, but also having strong local partner like them will fasten our merchant integration process really fast.
That's insane.
Earlier this year, we entered a strategic partnership with the local government of capital city Ulaanbaatar. And after we grow this collaboration with MEMEpay, the plan is to also use the Terra to pay for things like gas and electricity bills.
Sheesh. Damn. Imagine.
And Mongolia will serve as Terra's gateway to Central Asia.
Yo, I cannot wait to leave my
Enough
wallet
that
at home. Okay?
this will be easily replicated in neighboring countries such as Kazakhstan and Russia.
Wow.
You can leave your wallet at home. I made this point like 3 times in the clip. 3
Yeah,
times.
that's true though. Before you couldn't do it, but now you can.
Yeah, you just have to carry your IDs around. But like,
Yeah.
insane. And they
So
actually
Luna in real life, in
real life.
Mongolia, it's nuts. You know?
Now you imagine something like this in the United States, in Canada, in North America, in the European Union.
Absolutely. Right
China,
now,
in the rest of the world. You imagine this.
it would be
How
insane.
much
Man.
faster and easier the world would be.
Right now, it would just have an incredible amount of like ability for us to use these coins, which right now
This
we don't
is
consider to be
e-commerce?
spendable, right? But they have Mongolian Tugrik, they have the Thai bot, right? They're
Yep.
saying on the group chats that AED and ILS are looking to be integrated next.
You imagine if you do this for e-commerce.
Yeah, that would be absolutely wild if you could take Luna
Or just
stablecoins.
Shopify or Wix or anything that they use for e-commerce.
Mhm.
Like,
It would
drop
be
something like that would be insane.
right? So people say, oh, you know, stablecoin this, stablecoin that. Well, why do we really care? The answer is they help us take profits and buy dips. If you're not a trader, you can just use them. But if you are, you could sell Bitcoin at the top for fiat, making a taxable event. Or go with me here, because I'm not a financial advisor. But let's say, in theory, you could own a synthetic Bitcoin asset, something that tracks the Bitcoin price, right? And then instead of selling it to fiat, you could sell it to stablecoins. And then when it falls, you could buy that synth asset back. Just so you understand, a synth asset falls with Bitcoin and rises with Bitcoin. However, if you have it on the right platform, you could perhaps not pay Bitcoin style fees. How could you do this? Well,
Wait,
for
so-
example, if you were staking and swapping your currencies, you could conceivably claim, just like a farmer, that, you know, they use different crops to buy and switch and trade for different seeds, but until they switch it into US dollar, centralized government currency, it's not legally yielded. You see, decentralized cryptographic property cannot be considered currency, and therefore non-decentralized currency and profits taken aren't actually profits taken, rather they're profits moved and switched from one crypto to another. And since they haven't been put back into currency, they can't theoretically be considered taxable. Again, not a tax advisor, but you know, this is pretty interesting game theory. This also depends on how you bought your stuff, whether you did KYC, you didn't do KYC, whether you use secret network or other stuff that, you know, enhanced your privacy.
So so I don't know if you explain how synthetics work, but like imagine like there's like stocks that track the SP 500, right? So SPY.
Right.
So it's a copy of the SP 500, right? So it copies.
Right.
And so like synthetics, like synthetic Bitcoin is like equivalent value too. But then
Synthetic
we can look
gaslighting.
at it's talk about this for so long.
You know,
But-
we could talk about it all day, absolutely. The truth is, we're going to talk about the three biggest stablecoins. Tether, right? Look at that freaking market cap, you know? This is a little outdated, but the volume from a few days ago was over $1 trillion. Jeez. Then you have the runner-up, USDC, with not small, but still, you know, nothing like Tether. 15 bill almost in market cap and around 23 billion in volume. You know, that's, I'd say, substantial. And then you have this tiny little baby, Terra UST, with only 2 billion there. You see that? It's baby. It's tiny. You know, all the value of Terra, just like DAI accrues into Maker, Terra accrues into UST. I'm just saying, like, Doge might be a stable coin. It might go to 2.5, but like, I'm not a financial advisor. That being said, Kenneth, was there anything else you wanted to add on top of that?
No, just the same thing. The Doge can be a stable coin. Not saying it will become, but there's always a possibility. Again, not a financial advisor. Just sharing
Absolutely.
my own opinions.
Right. Just listen to Mark Cuban. He's obviously the crypto genius of all. Do your own financial advice, you know? Whatever that is. We'll edit in post or something. The bear market may or may not come in September, November 2021. And if it does, probably what's going to happen is there going to be massive stablecoin inflows because of what I just talked about with the game theory. What do you think it'll go to? Tether or the underdog with utility? Will the name brand win, or will it be winner takes all over the underdog with utility? I wonder.
Look,
Yeah, like if you think about it, if you hold Tether, it does have problems keeping the peg. You know, they got sued by the SEC because they have the 2-week delay to get them actual dollars in the custodial accounts for the instantly mintable blockchain, right? So they have to have dollars in the account, and it takes some time for them to actually get the dollars. So there's a little disconnect. Whereas Terra is algorithmically pegged, and every time you buy low or sell high, the value accrues from that into the LUNA hodler. You know, I'm just saying, instant arbitrage opportunity versus barely keeping the peg. And the value of USDT really only goes to those people who have Ether or Bitcoin or something to loan against, compared to the value of UST here accrues again to LUNA hodlers, people who got in early and people who believe in it, right? You also look at USDT. Without a doubt, most adoption, probably the biggest adoption around centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, specifically on futures in the blockchain and crypto space. Like undoubtedly USDT has the most pairs. That being said, even though it is the biggest crypto and stablecoins, they will take you off the platform at law enforcement's request. This is not how crypto should work. What happened to decentralized? Well, they're fucking not. So, you know, don't pretend they are. Tether is a centralized, similar to USD, trackable by law enforcement coin, even though they are atomic swappable, you know? That being said, Luna is tiny. It's a decentralized market cap. They don't have KYC for Luna or Mirror, and it's really popular in China for that reason. They have multi-chain. They're on ETH, BSC. They have their own native Luna, and they have so much more to come. Like,
Here, can I add some things?
absolutely.
Okay, so I don't know if we're gonna talk this in a future video, but why Mirror is very popular in China, because you can mirror the stock market, because
Pretty much in US, they have tons of regulations,
And,
right, for the KYC stuff for Chinese buyers, and through Mirrors, since they're technically not owning mAsset, and they're technically not owning like US assets, and they're owning mAssets, which are just synthetic assets. They don't need permission from the US government because they're not buying US securities.
yes, and also just me and Ezzy, we talk off video too. We also discuss sometimes, like right up a point, like saying, hey, I think the market's gonna go bear before like we can gonna go skyrocket. And not saying I'm a genius or anything, but like it's actually happening. Like I'm not saying it's gonna become a bear market. I hope for a bull market every day, but like
Absolutely. Just buy the dip, guys. Buy the dip, soldiers.
it's like a roller coaster. We never know when we're gonna fall, when we're gonna go up, or like
Absolutely.
very interesting.
Buddy.